Beretta 92 Elite, the LTT full-size version. Think I'm looking at the right thing here. All right. A lot of you have been asking me to take a look at this gun, especially since I used to shoot a very, very similar gun competitively. I shot nearly an identical setup, an Elite 2 with iron sights for quite a long time. And here we have a more modern example that's been worked over by Langdon. So let's take a look at the crib sheet here, and I'll talk you through it. All right. So this is a Vertec or M9A3 slide. The important thing here is you might know that on most Beretta 92s, the front sight is part of the slide. This front sight's dovetailed like a normal gun that, that makes sense. So to me, I always use the slide like this. It's just the normal, the normal Beretta 92s don't have that. So, all right. I mean, that's what made it for competitive shooting. That's what made it okay because I could swap out the front sights. On this, you can see they've added like a carry setup for iron sights. I really like the way they're mounted. Same as the Staccato HD in front of the optic. The sights themselves, I don't really like. I'm afraid I'm going to cut myself on this front sight. It's almost like this gun has a fin on it and not a sight. Yeah, I don't. It's too tall. I just don't like how tall it is, to be honest. And but I do like how it's mounted in front of the optic. I would wish for some color on the front sight if I was actually going to use it. Like I said, like nothing really surpasses the Staccato HD as far as the backup irons. At least nothing I've seen yet. Front cocking serrations right here. That's good. Need that. G model, decock only. Okay. Yeah, so normal Beretta 92Fs. This is a safety lever. On this, it's just a decocker. So you push down on it, decocks the gun, and it springs back up. To me, I always have used a Beretta like this. I don't like the slide mounted safety. I can't really use it that way. So when it's decock only, like that to me is way better. It makes way more sense to me. I mean, with the double action gun, I don't really feel you need the safety anyway. All right. What else we got? Square notch, serrated rear sight. Yeah, I think. I don't know. It doesn't look serrated to me. All right. Stainless 4.7-inch barrel with target crown. Yep, that looks about right. Solid steel guide rod. Oh, look at this. So do have a steel guide rod in here instead of a lot of the Berettas come with the plastic guide rod, which is kind of hokey. So it's nice there's a steel one in there. Not that I think it makes a huge difference. And beveled rear slide. I'm not sure what they beveled. All right, the frame. This is the M9A1 frame. Radiused trigger guard. What did they knock off? If there's hard edges on here, it doesn't feel like there's any hard edges. Usually they kind of do. Maybe they knocked the edge off this trigger guard is what they're saying, because it doesn't feel. Sometimes the Berettas feel sharp, and this one really doesn't. Skeletonized hammer, checkering on the front and back strap, good. Ultra thin Langdon Tactical G10 grips. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the feel of the grips. And you can see the shape is a little bit irregular, where it's kind of wider at the top, wider at the bottom, a little bit more narrow in the middle. Yeah, I like the feel of the grips on this gun. And the G10's lightweight, so, that's nice. Stainless steel hex head grip screws. Okay, good. Beveled magazine well. I mean, the magazine well is nominally beveled, but it's not like blended or anything. If you were going to use this competitively, I would go harder if you're allowed to under the rules that you're playing by. Flush mainspring cap, yes, okay. So there's no lanyard loop here like on some Berettas there is. Oversized mag release button. I like the mag release. All right, so there you go. What do I think of the gun? It's basically the same as what I bought like 20 years ago. It's basically the same. It feels to me like the double action only Beretta version spring, the 92D mainspring is in here. And looking at the Langdon website, that is what's in there. Like, so that's how it feels to me. This setup should be reliable. It should pop all the primers. Um, yeah, I mean, in shooting the gun, it feels just like old hat to me. It doesn't feel a lot different to the old one, and I don't know why it would. It's basically the same gun. It's just now has an optic mounted on it. So all up, like, what do I think of the gun? It's like, yeah, it's like I like it. Now on the site, on the Langdon site, it lists it for just $1,000, which to me, honestly, it feels kind of cheap. Like it feels like, man, I think I remember paying more for my Elite 2s back in the day. So whatever's happened, these guns have gotten cheaper and easier to get, which I guess that's pretty cool. Um, Shooting it, it's kind of like the 226 video I put out a while ago. It's like, yeah, I like the gun. I've shot the gun a lot, but then going back and just shooting one of these again, just with an optic on it this time, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's okay. It does feel like old news a little bit. It doesn't reciprocate as nicely as the more modern, flatter shooting guns. The trigger's not. I mean, it'd be a fine carry trigger. It's not a crazy competitive shooting trigger, nor does it really need to be. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, yep, I like the gun. I've shot these a lot. This is what it needs to be, I guess, a modern one with the red dot on it. But at the same time, I can kind of see why why I moved on from this to shoot other things. Yeah. So I'll be curious what your comments are. I'm going to put them down below.